Passengers is a new sci-fi movie directed by Morton Tildum, who directed The Imitation Game, which I love. And it stars Chris Pratt and Jennifer Lawrence. And the premise, it's a cool premise actually. Chris Pratt wakes up 90 years too soon on a 120-year space journey to another planet. This is set in the future, and sort of colonies and all that, and about 150 passengers on board a ship called the Avalon, traveling to start a new life. And the journey will take 120 years, so everyone's in a hibernation pod. But due to weird, convoluted storyline reasons, Chris Pratt's pod wakes up 90 years too soon, and after he realizes he's the only person on board, apart from Michael Sheen as a robot bartender, which is as awesome as it sounds, he's going to die alone on this ship, and he kind of starts to be driven a bit mad. It's kind of reminiscent of The Shining and how Jack Nicholson's character turns completely batshit insane. But then he kind of creepily wakes up Jennifer Lawrence's character, which is a kind of a dodgy move. So, and they basically start a romance because they're the only people on board and they're going to be with each other for 90 years anyway. So, yeah, this movie it's a disappointment because these are two great actors. You know, I quite like Jennifer Lawrence, even though she kind of phones it in here. I think this is a standard Jennifer Lawrence performance. I didn't see anything that I haven't seen from her before. Kind of feels like she's just being Jennifer Lawrence instead of like being an actual character. But Chris Pratt really did impress me in this movie. He showed a lot of dramatic chops. Like, I know he's a good actor, but you know, like I said, there's scenes here that reminded me of Jack Nicholson in The Shining, and that is a compliment if ever there was one. It's just there's a lot of tonal shifts in this movie. You know, it starts off, you know, everything with Chris. There's a lot of stuff here when it's just Chris Pratt by himself, and I thought it was great. You know, it reminded me of Castaway, The Martian, that kind of thing. You know, he's slowly being driven mad. And I thought that was all done really well. Like, his character had layers to him. I really liked his character. But I just think once Jennifer Lawrence showed up, things started to go downhill. And then the third act is really not that great. Like, it's convoluted and it doesn't make much sense. Because for some reason, despite being the only person on board, all the ship's holograms and everything just act like it's completely normal. This person is woken up 90 years too soon. Wouldn't the computers and all know and be like, what is going on? Like, it doesn't make a lot of sense. And it doesn't handle the tonal shifts very well. It goes 1 minute from being, you know, The Shining in space to being this somewhat decent romantic comedy in space to being some weird, really bad knockoff of Danny Boyle's Sunshine. Like, you know, get your tones right, passengers. And like, it just feels like there was a lot more that could have been done with this premise, and I just feel like it doesn't do enough. And again, it doesn't make much sense, and the musical choices aren't very good. And this has been getting a lot of sniffy reviews. I don't think it's as bad as a lot of people are saying it is. I think there's a choice that one of the characters makes in the film that will make or break your opinion of this movie. I think that is what's causing the sniffy reviews. You know, how it handles this plot twist or whatever, and how you feel about this plot twist, again, is going to really impact your thought on the film, let alone the characters. But I didn't really mind it because I think they set up, you know, okay, tiny spoiler here, but the thing that I'm talking about is when Chris Pratt wakes up Jennifer Lawrence. Some people are saying how that's a terrible thing to do, and it is a terrible thing to do because he is condemning her to, you know, die only with him. Like, at one point it's kind of compared to murder, which I kind of understand, But like I think how it was built up for most of it, there's like 5 minutes where it's kind of creepy and stalkery, but other than that, like how they build up Chris Pratt's character to that point, I thought was done really well. So I don't think I minded it. I would have wished they had explored it in a different way in the third act, but it didn't. I didn't hate it, you know. I just think the movie overall was a disappointment. It could have been so much better considering the talent involved. If Jennifer Lawrence had done more, like again, she's just phoning. I felt she was just phoning it in here. You know, I hope I haven't seen all of Jennifer Lawrence's range at this point in her career because she's still kind of young. Chris Pratt, again, I love him. He was great. But other than that, like, it's a disappointing film. It could have been so much better, but I still think it's watchable. I'm going to give Passengers a 5 out of 10. Could have been better. Could have been worse. Just meh. If you like this, then please comment below and subscribe to Macho Movie Man. Ooh, yeah.